Caleb put a warning at the start of the video that I do repeat myself. I might tilt some people off the face of Earth with this. We aren't playing ones. Very interesting. We're not playing twos either. That's kind of the two main things that happen on this channel. But this video, we're going to be talking about improvement in Rocket League. A video that isn't going to be for all of you, I understand that, but I did want to make it for quite a while, to be completely honest with you. I think I've made maybe one of these before. I can't really remember. I've had like over 500 videos on this channel now, which is insane. So shout out to you guys for supporting me along the way. But yeah, we're going to be talking about improvement. A lot of people ask me in my Twitch chat. I see a few comments as well. You guys want to know specifically what I believe is the best ways to go about improving in this game that I've learned, and I've also kind of, experienced by myself. The last tip in this video is going to be a little bit different from the rest. I've got 7 really that I'll speak to you about. The 7th one is a bit more for the people who wanting to take this game a little bit further than the average person. And none of these tips are going to be any secrets, any special secrets, what you could be doing with the ball in rank to trick opponents. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be teaching you a little bit about how to maximize, in my opinion, how to maximize your efficiency in training and your path to improving in this game. How can you get the most out of yourself, and how can you kind of unlock that potential that you do have, but maybe don't understand exactly how to or where to hone in and what to exactly focus on. So that's what I'm going to be talking about a little bit. Rambled on a bit too much in this intro, so let's get into it. Not too much editing for this one. Pretty simple video. I'm sure Caleb's going to be happy. Let's get into it. Tip number 1, guys. This one's kind of the only gameplay, I'd say a little bit gameplay related one, is to play more 1v1. You guys are going to be sick and tired of hearing it, so I'm not going to go on about this too much, but please play more 1v1. It's as simple as that. The more you can do, the better. I do believe that. It's just going to allow you more time on the ball. It's going to allow you to create your own identity and develop your own personal playstyle and personality in the game, which is very important. And it's a little bit cringy to say this, but it's going to allow you to kind of become that main character or like main star, which is what you should be striving to do, in my opinion. At high level and pro level, you're going to have people who play for the team and play for their teammates, and that's important. I don't believe you should be striving to be those players at a low rank. Those players that like that style at high level, they weren't always like that. They developed that as they got on into the game, as they found pro teams and stuff like that. That's very different. At a low rank, please develop your own identity. Please try and be your own player and be the best player in every lobby you enter. And you won't do that if you play for other people. So play 1v1, learn how to play by yourself, learn how to carry by yourself, because you will in this game mode, and then bring that to team game modes, and you will be much more wanted, appreciated, and more valuable as a player. It's as simple as that. So yeah, play more 1v1. You will only thank yourself. You'll only thank yourself. All right. Number 2 is a little bit of a big one. Learning how to learn, and also learning more importantly, when to learn. So a couple points on this. Everyone's different in terms of learning, in terms of, how they go about learning the best for themselves. But I do think there are a few kind of key things that everyone should be doing, in my opinion. And the first one is having a slight kind of a slight schedule for your training in terms of understanding what you want to work on each week. Now, don't get it wrong. I don't mean you have to, sit down, get a pen and paper and go, all right, week 1, this, week 2, this, week 3, that, don't want you doing that. But at the start of every week, you should have something a little bit in mind, what you want to kind of focus on in that week. And you should be training that specifically. Like I said, it doesn't have to be different each week. If you find something that you're improving and is helping you rank up or is helping you improve, and you're clearly winning more games or scoring more goals from it, don't go, oh, okay, that's worked. I've got that nailed. Okay, let's move on. Because that's what everyone thinks you should do. I don't believe that's true. Try it. I don't believe that's true at all. Try the other way of You find something that works for you. You practice it. You practice it. You practice it. It really helps in ranks. You rank up. You improve from it. Whatever. Practice it more. Do it again. You would rather be, you'd rather understand how to do one thing perfectly and keep focusing on it until you understand it even more perfectly than be well-rounded at a low rank. That is an absolute fact. I don't care what anyone says. Well, that's a bit harsh, but you get what I mean. From my experience at that low level, you want to be proficient in one thing especially. For me, for example, I'll talk a bit more about this later, but flicks were my one thing. I focused on flicks relentlessly because I loved them. I focused on them absolutely relentlessly. I'd go into free play back when I was on console. I didn't have back mod, so I couldn't get the ball on top of my car. I would just reset the ball, collect it in the middle, dribble it around the pitch a little bit, and just flick onto net. Each time trying to get that top corner. And to be honest, to be completely honest with you, I was probably better at flicks back in Champ 1 than I am now, because the amount of hours I put into this, just doing that exact drill over and over again, to the point where every time I got the ball on top of my car, I would score. It's as simple as that with a flick. So make sure you have a structure a little bit with what you want to learn, focus in on it, hyper focus on it, and get the reps in. That's the other point. You have to just practice in free play relentlessly until you have that down. And then if you want to work on someone else, feel free to, but keep practicing that one thing that, you really are good at. I do believe that will help you improve the most and help you rank up the most. All right, number 3 is Slowmo. Let me just show you guys really quickly. If you have back mod, if you're on PC, go into, that back mod, set it to about 0.67, 0.65 around there. And Slowmo is an extremely good tool to breaking things down, learning things more easily, and also, not even learning things at, that first point of when you figure out what they are, just understanding how to do them better, not past that first point of, trying the mechanic for the first time, breaking it down, understanding how to do it better at a high level. It's good for all those things. And lastly, it's good to help you feel good in game. It's just everyone knows that once you go into Slowmo, you practice for 10 minutes and you go back to, that regular speeding in game, you reset it, you're going to feel fluid in game because you've played at a lower speed and you feel fast now. It's as simple as that. But I think there's more benefits to it on the learning side. Use it to break things down. If you're struggling with air dribbles, your air dribble takeoff, use Slowmo to understand exactly when you need to jump off that wall and get that perfect carry on target. It's going to help you far, far more than, playing at a higher speed and understanding how to break things down at this speed. Use that tool you have it with you. You have it in game. Use it. It happens in sports in some capacity or another where, these athletes break things down. I remember, I think an example, for the people who play tennis or enjoy tennis or have trained tennis before, everyone's probably done the drill where you kind of, or maybe it was just me, but we used smaller rackets, lighter rackets, and focused on racket head speed, hitting, following through as fast as possible. You're just training to play at a different speed. So when you go to that regular speed, you're going to understand how to do it better. You're breaking it down. You're breaking it down to small manageable parts that is going to make you learn easier. It's as simple as that. All right, number 4, bit of a controversial one, although I believe it shouldn't be. I do think I've seen a lot of people say warm-ups are useless for some reason. I don't believe that at all. Warm up for at least 10 minutes, please. Even if you can only play Rocket League for 30 minutes, warm up for 10, play ranked for 20. If you have 2 hours to play, maybe warm up for about 20 minutes, but at least 10 minutes. It's going to help you way more than you think if you don't do it already. And if you do it, but you only do it for a few minutes and you think that's enough, please up it to at least 10. You're going to see improvement and you're going to see results far faster. You'll just feel better in game. Anyone who says they play better without a warm-up, I don't believe you. I just don't believe you, to be completely honest. Everyone will play better with a warm-up from what I have kind of found in this game and seen through coaching people and stuff like that. So please do a warm-up for at least 10 minutes. If you want to know exactly what to work on in your warm-up, keep it simple. Don't go into your warm-up and go, okay, right, I've got my warm-up for 10 minutes. I've got a 10 minutes timer. I'm going to go for 10 ceiling shots. I have to make all 10 before I can go into ranked. and then actually 10 air dribbles, 10 flicks. Don't do that. You know, the 3 things you want to be focusing on in your warm-up is simple as this. How to hit the ball hard. Make sure you get those hard touches on the ball. You know, when you're feeling really fluid, you're flipping through the ball at the perfect time like that. You know, you're cutting all the spin off the ball with that power, just smacking it as hard as you can. And, you know, just and simply hitting the ball hard. Power hits. If you're going to be focused on that, you're going to be feeling good in game. Second thing is ground game. Just feel good on the ground. Practice your flicks. And third, aerials. If you want to practice a few ceiling shots, a few air dribbles, highly recommend it. But keep it simple to those 3 things. Don't overcomplicate it. You don't have to stick to a specific structure. And that kind of brings us on to point 5 in keep everything flowing. You don't want to become, you know, a rigid player with a rigid structure. You know, I talked about in point 2 of learning how to learn, that you want to have some sort of structure of what you work on for that week, but you're not going to go any further than that. You're not going to map your learning out for the next 10 weeks. I don't believe you should be doing that. I don't believe you should be going, okay, yeah, week 1 this, week 2 that. Like I said earlier on in this video, don't do that. You're wasting your time. You're not allowing yourself that creativity. Make sure you keep things flowing because you're going to learn far better. Don't do a ratio of like 2s to 1s games. You know, I have to play 70% 2s games and 30% 1s games. If you want to play 21s games on Wednesday, then play 21s games on Wednesday. If you want to play 0 on Thursday, then do that. Of course, I said at the start, play, you know, 1s and make sure you're doing it in some capacity, but don't force these things onto you. You know, it's kind of like, actually, no, it's the next point. I've recorded this once already, so I thought I'd already spoken about it. But it's kind of like the next point, which I'll talk about now, in practicing what reaches out to you. You have to do that. If you see a pro player play the game and you see that they're doing these really cool flicks and you're like, oh my God, they look sick. And then they do something in the air and you're like, okay, that you know, that's cool, but it's not as cool as those flicks. Practice the flicks. If you find something that like reaches out to you, that speaks to you in game, and you want to learn, that you truly kind of have a natural, like, that looks cool to, you know, that reaction, practice that. And it's the same thing with, you know, that structure, keeping things flowing. Don't force things onto you. Don't just practice things, you know, completely for the sake of it. Of course, if you have to, then do it. If you have to, you know, catch some things up on your game, then make sure you do so. But for the most part, keep things flowing and practice what kind of speaks out to you. Like I said, I did this with flicks. You know, I would love flicks. I would absolutely adore seeing players flick the ball. I thought it was so I just thought it was magical. Just having that flick. It was on your car and then it's just top corner every time. It's like a robotic movement. I loved it. So that's what I focused on. Like I said, I got so good at flicks just by practicing that and hyper focusing on it for months. So good at flicks to the point where it would carry me through these low ranks. Wasn't that good in the air. These flicks would carry me. If I had any replays, I'd show you. Right up to like at least Champ 1. I think even to GC, I still wasn't really that proficient in the air. It was flicks and kickoffs. Obviously, I'm speaking about 1v1 mainly. I would love Scrub Killers 2016 kickoff. The first understanding of how to kick off in Rocket League. It was this diagonal. There was no speed flip in the game, remember. It was just this diagonal front flip around the ball and then just side flip through the ball, or diagonally flip through the ball. And it was the hook kickoff is what it's called now, just going around the ball and going through the center. It would annihilate people. And I was like, wow, this is just insane. It reminds me of an incredible serve in tennis. People didn't understand how to defend it at the time. I would practice it relentlessly. I got completely perfect at it. And I genuinely got to GC within my first, I think, like 3 months of playing the game, from flicks and kickoffs in 1v1. It was insane. So practice what reaches out to you. Practice it relentlessly. And don't underestimate the power of understanding how to do something, how to do that one thing very, very well, far better than your opponents. So you're going to be able to abuse it and use it until you're the rank you want to be completely honest with you. My last point on that real quick that I don't think I said actually was, in my opinion, the reason it works, I'll just give you a quick reason, is because we learn things, or I learn things at least, better when I enjoy them. I think everyone would. From what I've spoken to people about, everyone kind of agrees with me. You learn things faster when you're having fun with it. And that's what this is kind of about. You know, make sure you're having fun with what you're learning. It's going to, you know, reach out to you more. You're going to connect with it a little bit more and you're going to learn faster. Simple as that. All right, last tip for the video. And this one, again, like I said at the start of the video, this one is a little bit for the players who want to, you know, take it a bit further. It's no secret tip, but it's just something that I do believe you should be doing and have to be doing if you want to go further than, you know, SSL and whatnot. And it's simply breathing the game. It sounds cringy, but that's kind of the only way I can put it, and that's the only way I've explained it to people before. You have to breathe the game. Genuinely, you have to breathe the game. People who have gone pro, they won't, if they don't admit it to you, they're lying. I swear to you, man. I absolutely swear to you. If some pros like to be cool and don't admit they love this game, but every pro loved the game at one point obsessively. You have to breathe it. You have to watch pro players play every day. I'm not just saying this to increase the views on my videos, despite what it might sound like. You have to watch pros play every day. I would wake up. I would think about Rocket League instantly. It's degen. It's quite degenerate, but you have to do it if you want to go far. I'd wake up. I'd think about Rocket League. I'd load up a Squishy video, and I'd watch him every morning. He'd have a new twos video. You know, before I went to school. I would love it. I would absolutely love it. I'd hop on instantly. I'd try and get as much time as I could. If I'm not on the game, I'm thinking about it. You know, thinking about specific, you know, moves. You know, thinking about what I want to like learn and what I want to focus on. It's relentless, and you don't. If you have to force it, then I don't think it's natural, and I don't think it's worth it. But if you have that, you know, ability to absolutely love the game, feed into that, please. If you truly want to go far and you have the ability to love the game, because not everyone does, then feed into that and allow it to consume you a little bit. Don't let it obviously become, you know, a detriment to your life. Not saying that at all. I always say there's bigger things than Rocket League in life. It's very simple as that. Everyone understands that. Sometimes there's just more important things. But do let it take over you a little bit if you want to go far. If you don't go far in the end, then you would have still fed into your passion. You would have still fed into your love for a game, which is completely fine to have. And you would have enjoyed it. Absolutely. So allow yourself to enjoy the game. Don't get kind of consumed by the natural, in my opinion, the natural hate that this game for some reason has. I do believe it's quite a toxic game in ranked. Don't let that kind of get to you. Enjoy the game for what it is and feed into your love and passion for it, because yeah, it's great, and I've not stopped enjoying it for a single day. I'll always be involved in this game in some capacity for the next 5 years, I believe. Yeah, it's fantastic. But guys, please let me know in the comments if that helped at all. I think the reception on this video, I hope it's going to be positive, but it might not be, and that's fine. I have not lied. From what I understand once in this video, these things have helped me. If they don't help you, then, you know, like I said, everyone is different, and I'm sorry for not being able to provide that to you. I hope to at least help a few people with this. Like I said, if you apply them correctly, I do believe these are some steps for you to take to kind of unlocking that understanding of how to learn, understanding of how to indirectly rank up. Of course, most of the bulk work is completely on you. You've got to hit the ball into that goal. You've got to save the ball from going into your own goal. But hopefully I've kind of helped provide a little bit of stepping stones, you know, to understand how to improve, like I've said about 1,000,000 times this video. I'm sorry that I've rambled a lot. I'm sorry that I've you know, repeated myself a lot in this video. I need to, Kayla, put a warning at the start of the video that I do repeat myself. I might tilt some people off the face of earth with this, but that is going to be all, guys. If you did enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Take care. I love you guys, seriously. I seriously appreciate everything you guys do for me every day. Somehow this is my life, and I couldn't be any more grateful getting to create content like this, and getting to, you know, be in this community surrounded by you guys. It's fantastic. All right, enough soppy stuff. Get out of here. Goodbye.